The project is called Portrait of a Middletown Neighborhood, and we're looking at the Riverside Normal City neighborhood in Muncie, which is the community just adjacent to the university to the east. We're looking at how this neighborhood has changed over time and from as many different perspectives as possible. So we're looking at residents who have lived there for several decades or lived there and moved away, and also current residents, which includes students as well as families and young professionals.
We're going about the project by talking to locals in the neighborhood. We're doing interviews with people who used to live in the neighborhood. We're looking at Emerson School, which is now Emerson Dog Park. We're looking at Toohey Park, which has been a long-running institution in the neighborhood. And we're also looking at the village as well, because that has changed a lot over time, and a lot of people have a lot to say about it. And in general, we're just sort of getting a consensus of how they felt in the neighborhood then and how they feel now.
I myself focused more on the dog park, so I would go to the dog park and I'd talk to people while they're playing with their dogs. I don't have a dog myself, which made it a little more awkward, but you just kind of start having conversations with people. You also do more interviews. And then we also spend a lot of time in the archives, so we look through a lot of the history of the homes, the neighborhood itself, to see historical changes as well.
As the semester has gone along, the turnout from the neighborhood has been improving pretty good. We've gotten a lot of residents who lived there in the 50s, 60s, and 70s coming and telling us stories about how the neighborhood was when they were kids. The Neighborhood Association is excited about our project and what we find about how the community has changed over time, so they can look and see where they want to go with the community, and they're doing some awesome things in the neighborhood as well.
Recently, we've been putting ads in the Star Press, which has worked phenomenally, and they've been great to work with. We've been really trying to get people's photos, stories, memories, documents, pretty much anything pertaining to the neighborhood. We're really wanting to create an ad to the already existing knowledge of the neighborhood in the archives, but we're also wanting to add more to it that we can.
We also have been conducting what we call scanning parties or scanning events. We've met at Hazelwood Church, and we have encouraged residents of the neighborhood to bring in their photographs, any documents they have about the neighborhood and how it's changed over time. We've had people bring in Life magazine articles. Some people have their house abstracts, which goes back to the very beginning of when the property began, much less when the house was built. And we've gotten to trace some of the histories of the houses over time and the properties over time.
I think this project has just given me confidence in my abilities to go out and do this kind of work in the future, but as well as given me the experience in order to do so.